I gave my son $450,000, sold my house, and moved into his garage, only for him to call me a burden at my own birthday barbecue. Tell me, have you ever felt discarded by your own child? He used my money to secretly buy a beach house, then tried to declare me mentally unfit just to erase my name from the deed. Not even my late husband's memory was safe from their cruelty. I'm Evie. I was 72, broken, and invisible. But I exposed their lies, rewrote my will, and started a fund for mothers like me, mothers the world forgot. If you stay with me, you'll learn how I reclaimed my dignity, protected what was mine, and built a legacy that outlives betrayal. You could do the same in just 3 steps. I held my husband's letter, "You are enough, Starlight," and found the $50,000 bond he hid for me. I wasn't alone. And when I tore up my son's inheritance check in front of 200 people, they stood and cheered. If you've ever felt invisible in your own family, don't scroll past this. Your voice deserves to rise. Let mine show you how. Before I share what happened next, tell me something about you. Who do you feel sees you most? Your son or your daughter? Drop a 1 if it's your son, 2 for your daughter, or 3 if neither. I'll be reading every comment. Your story matters too. Let's begin together. I baked their favorite apple pie. It's cinnamon crust, golden and steaming, but my son left no seat for me at his table. Have I ever been enough? The memory of James whispering Starlight at the Lincoln Farmers Market last summer, July 2024, flickers in my mind. His calloused hand held mine as we sampled peaches, his eyes promising a gift I didn't yet know, a secret to secure my future. In Nate's suburban dining room, the polished oak table gleams under a chandelier. The air carries apple pie and grilled chicken, warm with Nebraska summer, but it feels cold, like my place here. Crickets hum outside, their chirps sharp against the clink of plates. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie to those who see me, 72 years old, a retired librarian who gave everything for my son. I sold my home, my $450,000 nest egg, to buy this house for Nate, hoping to stitch our family closer. I gave up my dream of a bookstore to fund his college. But now, as I set out forks, I feel invisible. My hands tremble, smoothing my apron, still hoping for connection. Lauren, my daughter-in-law, strides in, her heels clicking on hardwood. She's 35, all sharp edges and cold smiles, seeing me as a burden, not family. "No extra chairs, Evie," she says, handing me a folding stool, its metal creaking. "You don't mind, right?" Her tone is a blade, slicing my smile. I force a nod, my throat tight, and set the stool at the table's end, lower than the rest. The hurt stings, but I swallow it, like always. Nate, my son, slouches in his chair, 35 and frayed by tech startup loans. He's entitled, raised on my sacrifices, but resents my old-school ways. His fingers tap his phone, ignoring me. Lily, my 8-year-old granddaughter, her pigtails bouncing, watches me with wide eyes. She loves my library stories, draws me pictures, sees me as her hero. "Grandma, you made pie?" she asks, her voice bright. I nod, heart lifting, but Lauren snaps, "Eat, Lily, don't bother her." The dismissal lands like a slap, and Lily's face falls, confused. I think of Clara, my daughter, 32, living in Omaha, estranged since I missed her 16th birthday for a double shift at the library. Her guilt lingers in my memory, a thread of hope for reconciliation. But here, in this moment, I'm alone. My maternal love unreturned. The table fills with chatter. I serve the pie, its warmth mocking the chill I feel. Nate cuts me off as I start a story about a library kid who found her courage in books. "Your old job doesn't pay our bills, Mom," he says, eyes on his phone. His words cut, sharp as the knife slicing the pie. Lily tilts her head, her voice small. "Why's Grandma always cleaning?" My heart aches, feeling erased, but I force a smile, patting her hand. Lauren's eyes narrow. "Eat, Lily," she says, her tone final. The crickets outside seem louder, their hum pulling me toward the kitchen, seeking solitude. In the kitchen, I scrub plates, the clink of dishes drowning out the laughter from the dining room. I think of James, my husband, gone 30 years from a construction accident. He worked overtime, his carpenter's hands rough but gentle, building our home for me and Nate. His love was steady, unlike this house where I'm a guest in my own story. As I rinse a plate, Nate walks in, his phone clutched tight. He sees me and tucks it away fast, his eyes darting, nervous. My stomach twists. Why's he hiding it? I reach into my apron for a cloth, and my fingers brush something stiff. It's James's old library card, yellowed, inscribed in his scrawl, "For my Starlight." My breath catches. The words a lifeline. Love should lift you, not leave you in the shadows. I glance at Nate, now back at the table, laughing with Lauren. His secrecy gnaws at me, a hint of something bigger, tied to the $450,000 I gave him. The card in my hand feels heavy, James's love contrasting Nate's neglect. Lily's question echoes, why am I always cleaning? Her loyalty, her drawings, keep my heart tethered to hope. Clara's absence tugs too, her regret a distant promise. But Nate's dismissal, Lauren's coldness, they plant seeds of hurt, hinting at a deeper betrayal I can't yet name. The dishes done, I stand alone, the kitchen dark except for a sliver of moonlight. The crickets chirp, sharp as my loneliness. I clutch James's card, my heart uneasy. Why's Nate hiding his phone? Something's wrong and I need to know what. My son gave me a chore list, not a home. Was I ever more than their help? James's memory flickers, his rough hands building our porch, nail by nail under a Nebraska sunset. He promised it'd be our haven, a hint of a protective gift he left behind, waiting for me to find. In Nate's garage, the air is musty, clinging to a creaky cot under a single bulb that buzzes faintly. It's a summer evening in Lincoln, Nebraska, and faint jazz music drifts from the house, its lively notes mocking my isolation. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who poured my life into my son. I sold my home, my $450,000 nest egg, to buy this place for Nate, hoping for family, for closeness. I gave up my bookstore dream to fund his college, but now, unpacking a suitcase on this cot, I feel demoted, my heart heavy with hurt. I expected a mother-in-law unit, a cozy corner with a window, maybe lilacs outside. Instead, the garage smells of oil and dust, a curtain hanging where a door should be. Lauren, my daughter-in-law, 35, strides in, her heels clicking on the concrete floor. She's all sharp angles, her smile cold, seeing me as a tool, not family. "It's practical, Evie," she says, taping a weekly duties list to the wall. Mop, babysit, laundry. Her tone is sharp, like she's assigning tasks to a hired hand. I nod, my throat tight, the hurt deepening. The jazz from the house fades, and I sink onto the cot, its springs groaning, feeling trapped. Lily, my 8-year-old granddaughter, slips through the curtain, her pigtails bouncing. She loves my library stories, draws me pictures, calls me her hero. "I love you, Grandma, not Nana Evie," she whispers, her voice soft as summer rain. My heart lifts, a flicker of warmth, but Nate's voice cuts through, harsh. "Mom, vacuum the den, now." He's 35, frayed by tech startup loans, entitled from my sacrifices, resenting my old-school ways. I stand, smoothing my apron, but Lauren adds, "You're good at staying busy, Evie, like a waiter who doesn't quit." Her words sting, a jab that reduces me to a servant. Lily's eyes widen, sensing my pain, and she hugs me, her small arms fierce. I force a smile, but inside, I'm crumbling. Her hug lingers as I shuffle to the den, heart heavy, the vacuum's hum drowning out the jazz. In the den, alone, I push the vacuum, its roar filling the silence. I think of James, his overtime shifts at construction sites, his hands calloused but gentle, securing our home for me and Nate. His love was a foundation, solid, unlike this house where I'm a fixture, not family. The vacuum snags on a rug and I pause, spotting Nate's laptop open on the coffee table. An email glows on the screen. Galveston deal, keep quiet. My breath catches. Galveston? My $450,000 went to this house, not some beach property. Nate's greed flashes against James's sacrifice, and my hands shake, suspicion stirring. Family should cherish, not chain you. I glance toward the dining room where Nate and Lauren laugh over wine, their voices sharp against the jazz. Lily's whisper, "Grandma, not Nana Evie," echoes, her loyalty a lifeline to my maternal identity. I think of Clara, my daughter, 32 in Omaha, estranged since I missed her 16th birthday for a library shift. Her regret lingers, a distant hope. But here, Nate's secrecy gnaws at me. That email, those words, "keep quiet," hint at a betrayal tied to my sacrifice, my $450,000. Lauren's waiter jab and the chore list confirm it. I'm not family, I'm staff. The hurt cuts deeper, my trust cracking like the creaky cot. The vacuum hums, a low drone as I finish the den. The house grows quiet, the jazz now a faint murmur. I stand by the laptop, the emails glow accusing. Nate's lone stress, his entitlement, they're no excuse for this. Lily's love, her rejection of Nana Evie holds me together. A reminder I'm still a mother. James's porch, his sacrifice, it stands against Nate's selfishness, urging me to question, to dig. The garage waits, its bulb flickering, my new reality. I stare at the email, my heart pounding. What's this Galveston deal? Something's wrong, and I'm gonna find out. My son called me a burden at my birthday barbecue. Have I ever been enough? James's memory glows, his hands shaping a lopsided pie for my 40th birthday. Flour dusting his grin. That warmth hints at a memento he left, something to shield me still. Nate's backyard in Lincoln, Nebraska hums with summer life, my 72nd birthday barbecue in full swing. Charcoal smoke curls through farmers' market bunting, glasses clink, but tension slices the festive chatter. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave up my bookstore dream and $450,000 home to buy this place for my son, Nate. I wanted family, respect, but now, flipping chicken on the grill, I feel like hired help, my heart bruised but defiant. Guests mill around, their laughter loud. Vivian Brooks, 68, my best friend, leans close, her eyes sharp. She's estranged from her son, blamed for his divorce, and knows erasure like I do. "You're more than their cook, Evie," she whispers, her voice low under the sizzle. Nate, 35, raises a glass, his tech startup loans tightening his jaw. "Mom keeps us running," he toasts, but there's no gratitude, just show. His entitlement, fed by my sacrifices, makes him reckless. I force a smile, my hands gripping the tongs, hope dimming as the charcoal's hiss fades, my eyes scanning the oblivious crowd. I step toward the picnic table, bunting fluttering in the breeze. Lauren, my daughter-in-law, 35, her smile cold as ice, keeps me subservient, a tool for her convenience. Lily, my 8-year-old granddaughter, tugs my apron, her pigtails bouncing. She loves my library stories, sees me as her hero. "Grandma, can we take a picture?" she asks, her voice bright. I nod, heart lifting, and call to Nate. "How about a family photo?" His face hardens, and he snaps, loud enough for guests to turn. "You're a burden now, Mom. Just stand there." What if someone shattered the one thing that held your love together? How would you hold your heart together? What happened next changed everything for me. If you've ever felt erased in your own family, drop a 6 in the comments. We're about to cross a line no one saw coming. Lauren smirks, snatching James's framed photo from the table, a picture of him and me laughing, and smashes it on the ground. "Just clutter," she sneers. The glass shatters, guests gasp, and Lily cries, her small hands clutching mine. My chest burns, anger rising, her tears fueling my defiance. The gasps echo as I lead Lily to the garage, her hand trembling in mine. In the garage, the air is musty, the single bulb flickering. I kneel, soothing Lily, her sobs soft against my shoulder. "I love you, Grandma," she whispers, her loyalty a lifeline. Alone now, I pick up a shard of the broken frame, James's handwriting clear. Bank box Starlight. My breath catches. James left something for me, a piece of his protective love. My phone buzzes. Vivian's text reads, "Nate's hiding money stuff. Talk to a lawyer." My anger surges. Nate's cruelty and Lauren's destruction clashing with James's memory. Love doesn't break what it builds. Nate's loan stress, his need to control, it's no excuse for humiliating me. Lauren's act, shattering James's photo, erases me further. Vivian's own pain, her son's rejection, drives her to push me forward. I vow to uncover Nate's schemes, my fingers tight on the shard. The barbecue hums outside, laughter now distant, the bunting flapping like a warning. Lily's distress, her fierce hug, strengthens my resolve to be the mother she loves, not the servant Nate sees. James's note, his Starlight, stands against Nate's betrayal, urging me to dig deeper. My $450,000 built this house, but Nate's hiding something. Money, plans, maybe both. Vivian's text lights a path, her estrangement mirroring mine. I stand, the garage's shadows heavy, my anger burning. What's in James's bank box? I need to know, and I will. My best friend says my son's cheating me. Have I ever been enough? James's voice echoes from a long-ago farmer's market, his hand warm around a coffee cup, promising to always see me. That promise, soft as the breeze, hints at a letter that'll spark my strength again. Vivian's condo porch in Lincoln, Nebraska, wraps me in late summer warmth. Chamomile tea steams on a wicker table, its scent mingling with fresh peaches from the farmer's market down the street. A breeze rustles the leaves, carrying faint jazz from the community center nearby, but my heart pounds, uneasy. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave up my bookstore dream and $450,000 home to buy Nate's house, chasing family closeness. Nate's betrayal at my birthday, calling me a burden, Lauren smashing James's photo, stings like a fresh cut. Now, sitting with Vivian, I'm suspicious, hurt turning to anger. Vivian, 68, leans forward, her eyes sharp under silver curls. She's my anchor, estranged from her son who blamed her for his divorce, knowing the pain of erasure. I spill the birthday humiliation, my voice cracking as I describe Nate's shout and the shattered frame. He's chasing money, not family, Vivian says, her tone firm. Check his accounts, Evie. You're more than their servant. Her words, rooted in her own loss, light a fire in me. She's protective, urging me to reclaim my worth. The porch breeze carries my resolve, and I stand, heart thumping, heading to the community center, the jazz growing louder with each step. The community center hums with evening classes, its windows glowing against the dusk. Neighbors chatter near a bulletin board, their voices low but sharp. Heard Nate's planning a big move, one says. Some beach house deal. My stomach twists. Beach house? My $450,000 paid for his Lincoln home, not some getaway. I slip into a quiet corner, pulling out my old phone, its screen cracked, but working. A recording from last week, accidentally saved, plays Nate's voice. Mom's money seals the deal. She won't notice. His words slice, cold and careless, dismissing my sacrifice. My hands shake, anger surging, the jazz fading as my focus sharpens, driving me to act. Back at Vivian's, the porch is dim now, fireflies blinking in the yard. I play the recording, Nate's voice echoing. She won't notice. Vivian's jaw tightens. He's using you, Evie, she says, handing me a business card for Monica Reed, a lawyer. She gets it. Helped women like us before. Vivian's own estrangement, her son's rejection, fuels her determination to help me. I open my bank app, my fingers stiff, and spot unauthorized withdrawals, thousands linked to Nate's account. My $450,000, my life's work slipping away. Love doesn't hide behind lies, I think, my anger burning brighter. I vow to confront the truth, to stop Nate's greed. The community center's jazz lingers in my ears, a distant hum against the night. Vivian's story, her son's blame, mirrors my pain, deepening our bond. Nate's loan stress, his tech startup crumbling. It's no excuse for stealing from me. The recording, his cold deal sealer words, confirms he's exploiting my sacrifice, my $450,000. I grip Monica's card, its edges sharp, my resolve hardening. I'm not just a mother, I'm a woman who deserves answers. The porch creaks under my feet, the chamomile cold now. What deal is Nate sealing with my money? I'm going to find out. My son planned to ditch me with my own $450,000. Have I ever been enough? James's voice hums in my memory, saving pennies for our someday home by a Nebraska lake, his eyes bright with promise. That dream, tucked away, foreshadows a gift that'll soon empower me. The cafe near Lincoln's Farmers Market buzzes with late summer life. Coffee's rich aroma mixes with soft jazz, but the chatter feels sharp, clashing with my shock. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie 72, a retired librarian who gave up my bookstore dream and $450,000 home for my son Nate's house, hoping for family. His birthday betrayal, calling me a burden, Lauren smashing James's photo, burns deep. Now at a corner table, my hands tremble around a mug, anger peaking as I seek the truth to reclaim my worth. I'm here to clear my head, the market's peach baskets and bunting visible through the window. Nate's voice cuts through the noise, sharp from a booth across the cafe. He's 35, his tech startup loans fraying his nerves, but his greed blinds him. Galveston house, pool, boat, dock, he says into his phone, paid with mom's $450,000. She's out of the way. My heart sinks, the mug nearly slipping from my hands. My $450,000, my life savings, used to erase me? His dismissal, so casual, slices deep, fueling outrage. The jazz fades, my fury rising, and I stumble to my car. The market's bustle a blur, my tires crunching gravel as I dial Clara. Clara, my daughter, 32, answers from Omaha, her voice soft but strained. She's remorseful, regretting how she misjudged me for missing her 16th birthday, working double shifts to keep us afloat. "Mom, you okay?" she asks. My voice shakes, spilling Nate's words. "He's using my money for a beach house, Clara. He wants me gone." She gasps, then confesses, "I blamed you for missing my birthday, Mom, working those shifts. I was wrong. You sacrificed everything. Stop Nate." Her guilt, raw and honest, strengthens me, our bond knitting tighter. "I will," I say, my anger turning to purpose. The drive to the bank feels urgent, gravel crunching under my tires, my focus sharp as I grip the wheel, ready to fight. At the bank, the marble vault looms, cold and echoing, mirroring my resolve. Nate's car is parked outside, and through the window I spot a Galveston real estate flyer on his dashboard. Glossy, boasting beachfront luxury. It confirms his plan, my $450,000 twisted into his escape. My stomach churns, but my hands steady. The teller, a kind woman with gray streaks, hands me a safe deposit key. "Your husband left this for you, Mrs. Harper," she says. James's key, heavy in my palm, feels like his hand on mine, urging me forward. Betrayal cuts deepest when it's family, I think, my resolve hardening. I grip the key, ready to uncover what he left, to fight Nate's greed. The bank's chill lingers as I stand by Nate's car, the flyer glaring under the sun. Nate's startup stress, his loans piling up, drove him to this, using my sacrifice for a second home, discarding me. Clara's voice, her regret for our past distance, echoes, her support a lifeline. I'm not just a mother, I'm a woman who deserves truth. The jazz from the cafe haunts me, faint now as I clutch James's key. What's in his safe deposit box? My anger burns, but it's turning to purpose, a fire to reclaim what's mine. My husband's words call me enough from the grave. Can they save me from my son's greed? In a dream, James's voice whispers, "You shine, Starlight." His eyes warm as a Nebraska sunrise. That promise hints at a legacy I'll build, one to outshine Nate's betrayal. The bank's vault in Lincoln, Nebraska is cold, its metal walls echoing with early fall chill. A faint ink smell lingers, sharp against the sterile air, mirroring my focus. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave up my bookstore dream and $450,000 home for my son Nate's house. His Galveston plan, overheard at the cafe, using my money to ditch me, burns like a fresh wound. My hands grip James's safe deposit key, my anger channeling into resolve to reclaim my worth. The teller unlocks the vault, her footsteps soft. I open James's box, my fingers trembling, and find a letter, his handwriting steady. Starlight, you're enough. Our $50,000 bond is yours. A savings bond, crisp and heavy, sits beside it. The words pull me back to his carpentry days, his hands rough from overtime shifts, building our home for me and Nate. My eyes well up, anger softening, his love a shield against Nate's greed. True love leaves you stronger, not smaller, I think. The vault's chill lingers as I clutch the letter, driving to Monica Reed's office, my heart steadied by James's words. Monica's office is warm, oak shelves gleaming, coffee's rich scent grounding me. Monica, 50, her eyes kind but sharp, has helped mothers like me escape exploitation. She's driven by justice, her voice steady as I share Nate's Galveston call, his plan to use my $450,000 for a beach house. He's betting on your silence, she says, sliding a file across her desk. Nate listed your $450,000 estate as collateral for loans, risking everything. My jaw tightens, fury flaring at his overreach. He's 35, manipulative, his tech startup loans blinding him to my trust. Monica's determination fuels mine, her pen tapping as she outlines a trust to protect my assets. The coffee's warmth steadies me, my resolve sharpening as I plan my next step. Back in her office's quiet, I draft the trust with Monica, locking Nate out. My phone buzzes, and I text Clara, my daughter in Omaha. I'm taking my life back. Clara, 32, remorseful for blaming me over missed moments like her 16th birthday, has pledged support. Her text back, "You're unstoppable, Mom," lifts me, our bond knitting tighter. I tuck James's letter in my purse, its weight like his hand on mine, grounding my fight. Nate's greed, his loan schemes, they're unraveling, but he's oblivious, confident I'll stay silent. Monica's resolve, her stories of other mothers, mirrors my own. I'm not just fighting for me, but for the woman James saw. Starlight, enough. The oak shelves gleam under Monica's lamp, the coffee gone cold. James's letter, his $50,000 bond. They're a spark, igniting my agency. Nate's collateral scheme, risking my savings. It's a betrayal I won't forgive. Clara's support, her regret for our past distance, pushes me forward. I'm a mother, but more. A woman reclaiming her place. The vault's echo, Monica's steady voice. They blend into hope. I sign the trust, my heart steady. Will Nate fight back when I lock him out? I'm ready, no matter what comes. My son pushed me, literally, to silence me. Have I ever been enough? James's hand, warm in mine during a Nebraska thunderstorm, his voice steady, fills my memory. That strength, his quiet promise, foreshadows the courage I'll summon to stand tall. Nate's living room in Lincoln, Nebraska, hums with early fall tension. Rain taps the windows, lavender candles flicker, casting shadows on the hardwood. The air is thick, heavy, a storm brewing inside. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave up my bookstore dream and $450,000 home for Nate's house, chasing family. His Galveston plan, using my money to discard me, burns in my chest. I clutch James's letter, its words, "Starlight, you're enough," urging me to confront Nate's betrayal, to reclaim my life. I stand by the couch, my voice steady. You used my $450,000 for a Galveston house, Nate. You betrayed me. Nate, 35, his face tight from tech startup loans, snaps, "Your library days don't pay bills, Mom." His entitlement, fed by my sacrifices, makes him reckless. Lauren, 35, her eyes cold, leans against the wall, her smugness sharp. She sees me as a tool, not family. The rain pounds louder, mirroring my anger. The candles glow dim against my resolve. The argument flares. Nate's voice rises, his hands clenched. "You're outdated, a burden!" he shouts, stepping close, shoving me hard against a bookshelf. A lamp crashes, its bulb popping. My shoulder stings, but I stand firm, heart racing. Lauren sneers, "You're replaceable, Evie." Clara's voice crackles through my phone on speaker, her call from Omaha desperate. "Nate, stop, she's our mom." Clara, 32, regrets blaming me for missing her 16th birthday, her support fierce now. Her guilt fuels her cry, deepening our bond. Vivian, 68, my best friend, bursts in, her eyes blazing. Estranged from her son over his divorce blame, she knows my pain. "Enough, Nate," she snaps, her protectiveness a shield. My resolve hardens, the rain's drumbeat urging me to act as I grab my suitcase, Vivian's car pulling up outside. Vivian drives me through the rain to a senior apartment, its clean linen smelling of hope, a stark contrast to Nate's garage. My phone buzzes. Lauren's text. "Finalize the papers before she knows." My jaw tightens, suspicion flaring. Papers. Nate's greed, his loan stress. It's escalating, but I'm done being silent. Vivian's hand squeezes mine, her estrangement fueling her support. "You're not alone, Evie," she says. Clara's call, her plea to stop Nate, echoes in my mind, her reconciliation a lifeline. Love doesn't shove you into silence, I think. I vow to protect my future. My fingers tracing James's letter in my purse. The apartment's quiet wraps me, rain softening outside. Nate's push, Lauren's text, they break our bond, but I'm free. Clara's support, Vivian's strength, they lift me, their stories woven with mine. Nate's loans, his need to control, they're no excuse for his cruelty. Lauren's complicity, her cold words, amplify my defiance. James's letter, his steady love, grounds me. I lock my new door, heart steady. What papers is Lauren hiding? I'm ready to find out. I shredded my son's future before a crowd. Have I ever been enough? James's cheers echo from a small Nebraska hall, clapping for my library award years ago, his grin wide. That memory, warm as candlelight, foreshadows the support I'll feel tonight, lifting me higher. The Lincoln Community Center glows in late fall, string lights twinkling over folding tables. Jazz hums softly, weaving through the scent of apple pie and fresh coffee, a warm contrast to the cold betrayal in my heart. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who poured my $450,000 home into my son Nate's house, chasing family. His Galveston scheme, his push in our last fight, they lit a fire in me. Tonight, I'm empowered, ready to stand for my worth, my resolve a steady flame. Clara, my daughter, 32, bustles beside me, her eyes bright as she arranges flyers for the Second Sunrise Fund. She's proud, redeeming her past guilt for blaming me over missed moments like her 16th birthday. Vivian, 68, my best friend, sets out pie, her silver curls bouncing. Estranged from her son, she knows erasure and champions my fight, her joy infectious. Rosa Martinez and Helen Carter, both in their 70s, share smiles, their stories of sidelined motherhood mirroring mine. They seek community, their gratitude empowering them. Monica Reed, 50, a lawyer with kind eyes, checks her notes, ensuring my trust's legality, her confidence bolstering me. The crowd claps as I step to the podium, announcing my $450,000 redirection to help abandoned mothers. Rosa shares her tale of being pushed aside, her voice cracking, and the jazz swells. My heart racing with purpose. Nate and Lauren barge in, uninvited, their footsteps sharp on the wood floor. Nate, 35, desperate from crumbling startup loans, clings to control, his face flushed. She's a leech stealing our money, he yells, pointing at me, his voice cutting through the jazz. The crowd gasps, heads turning. Lauren, 35, her eyes cold, stands beside him, her hostility unraveling as she defends his cruelty. I hold up a mock $450,000 check labeled Nate's inheritance, my hands steady. This is for women you erased, Nate, I say, shredding it. The papers rip loud in the stunned room. Monica steps forward, her voice clear. The trust is airtight, Nate. It's done. The crowd's cheers echo, Nate's face reddening, my resolve towering as I stand tall. Lauren snaps, her voice venomous. You're nothing without us, Evie. Helen, her eyes fierce, counters. She's everything to us. The crowd rallies, clapping, some wiping tears. Clara hugs me, whispering, You're my hero, Mom. Her devotion, rooted in our reconciled bond, warms me. Vivian cheers, her joy amplifying my strength, her own estrangement fueling her support. Rosa and Helen nod, their stories weaving with mine, reinforcing our shared resilience. Nate storms out, humiliated, Lauren trailing, her sneer fading. Monica slips me her phone, an email glowing. Nate's loan fraud confirmed. My pulse races. What's this? Worth isn't borrowed, it's built, I think. I feel whole, my heart steady in the jazz's soft hum. The center's lights flicker, coffee cooling on tables. Nate's outburst, his leech insult. It's desperate, a last grasp at control as his loans collapse. Clara's fundraiser role, her hug, cements our bond, redeeming her guilt. Vivian's cheers, Rosa and Helen's stories, they mirror my journey, building a new family. Lauren's attack, her cruelty, only exposes her. Monica's email hinting at Nate's fraud ties to a bigger truth I'm close to uncovering. I stand, surrounded by applause, no longer erased. What's in Monica's email about Nate's fraud? I'm ready to face it. My son tried to steal my name, but I rewrote my story. Have I ever been enough? James's lilacs bloom in my memory, their purple clusters swaying in our old Nebraska yard. That image, vibrant and steady, foreshadows the legacy I'll leave, blossoming beyond my pain. My senior apartment in Lincoln, Nebraska, is a winter haven, cozy with lilac curtains that catch the morning light. Chamomile tea steams on my thrift store table, its scent soft against the chill outside. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave my $450,000 home to my son Nate, hoping for family. His Galveston scheme, his push in our last fight, his cruel words, they lit a fire, shredding his inheritance at the fundraiser, redirecting my money to the Second Sunrise Fund. I found my worth. Now, my resolve peaks, ready to seal my legacy, to protect the maternal love I've guarded. I sit, my hands steady, opening Monica's email on my phone. Monica Reed, 50, a lawyer with kind eyes, is driven by justice, having saved other mothers from exploitation. The email links to a county clerk's letter. Nate falsified documents claiming I was unsound to reverse the house deed. My breath catches, my own son trying to erase my name. Nate, 35, desperate from startup loans, clings to control, justifying his greed as family duty. The betrayal stings, but I'm not broken. I grab a lilac embossed stationery, writing to Nate, "Love isn't owed, Nate. You lost what you never saw." My pen moves, steady, each word a brick in my new foundation. Truth doesn't shout, it stands. The tea's warmth steadies me, and I head to the community center, letter in hand, the winter air sharp against my cheeks. The community center glows, soft jazz weaving through coffee's rich scent and shared stories. Clara, my daughter, 32, films for the Second Sunrise Fund's outreach, her eyes bright with commitment. She's redeeming her guilt for blaming me over missed moments, like her 16th birthday when I worked doubles. Vivian Brooks, 68, sets out mugs, her silver curls bouncing. Estranged from her son, she knows erasure and champions my fight, her gratitude warm. Rosa Martinez, Helen Carter, Diane Powell, and Susan Lee, all in their 60s and 70s, sit close. Their stories of sidelined motherhood mirroring mine. They seek dignity, empowered by our bond. I read my letter aloud, my voice clear. Love isn't owed. Rosa's eyes well up, sharing how her son called her a burden. Diane nods, her daughter's silence a similar wound. Clara whispers, "This is your legacy, Mom." Her camera steady, her redemption woven into my stand. The jazz softens and I step outside, spotting a newsstand, Nate's face staring back, my heart calm. Vivian follows, holding a newspaper, her voice low. "Nate's loan fraud's public now," she says, showing an article. His falsified loans tied to my estate, risk foreclosure. Nate's unraveling, his justification. It's for the family. Hollow. I feel no vengeance, only closure. Back inside, I sign a grant for Helen, her smile soft as she thanks me for a new start. Clara hugs me. Vivian nods and Rosa squeezes my hand. Their stories, their gratitude strengthen our communal bond, mirroring my resilience. Monica, steadfast, watches with pride, her legal work sealing my victory. I'm not just a mother, I'm a light for others. The newsstand's headline lingers, Nate's face a shadow. Will his fall hit the news harder? I'm ready, my heart steady. My son's face is on the news, broken, while my legacy grows. Have I ever been enough? James's hands guide Nate's wobbly bike in our Nebraska yard, his laughter bright under a summer sky. That memory, warm and fleeting, foreshadows Nate's fall and the enduring light of my rise. The diner in Lincoln, Nebraska, hums with winter warmth, jazz music weaving through the clatter of forks and the rich scent of coffee. Grease sizzles on the grill, a cozy contrast to the cold outside. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave my $450,000 home to Nate, my son hoping for family. His Galveston scheme, his push, his lies, they sparked my fight. Shredding his inheritance for the Second Sunrise Fund, I found my worth. Now, empowered, I feel fulfilled, my resolve blooming into liberation. I sit at the counter, my hands wrapped around a mug, the TV flickering above. Nate's face appears. 35, hollow-eyed, his tech startup loans a noose. "I regret my loan missteps," he says, voice flat, apologizing for using my $450,000 estate as collateral. Lauren, his wife, 35, glares beside him, her defiance crumbling, her silence damning. The headline flashes, "Local man faces foreclosure." My heart doesn't leap, doesn't sink, only settles, closure washing over me. His greed, his fraud, it's exposed. A final injustice that satisfies without joy. The jazz fades, my step lighter as I walk to the community center, snow crunching under my boots, freedom lifting me. The community center glows, apple pie and birthday candles filling the air with warmth. Clara, my daughter, 32, organizes my birthday party, her eyes bright with pride. She's redeeming her guilt for blaming me over her missed 16th birthday when I worked doubles to keep us afloat. "You taught me family, Mom, not just blood," she says, arranging lilacs. Vivian Brooks, 68, sets out pie, her smile wide. Estranged from her son, she champions my fight, her joy infectious. Rosa Martinez and Susan Lee in their 70s arrange chairs, their gratitude for the fund empowering them. They mirror my journey, seeking dignity. Candlelight flickers as I step forward, the crowd leaning in, my voice strong. Susan speaks, her voice soft but steady. "Your fund saved my home, Evie. You gave me back my dignity." The Second Sunrise women nod, offering lilacs, their petals soft against my hands. I smile, feeling seen, no longer erased. Clara hugs me, Vivian claps, and Rosa's eyes shine. Their stories, their gratitude weave with mine, reinforcing my maternal impact. Family is who sees you, not who uses you, I think. The jazz swells, a soft hum as I feel liberated, my heart light. Outside, a newsstand headline catches my eye. Local developers' fraud exposed. Nate's fall is public, his unraveling complete, but my triumph is here, in this room. The candles flicker, pie cooling on tables. Nate's greed, his lone fraud, it's unraveled him, his regret too late. Lauren's silence on TV, her complicity, amplifies his shame. Clara's party, her devotion cements our bond, her redemption full. Vivian's cheers, Rosa and Susan's stories, they mirror my resilience building a new family. I hold the little prince, its worn pages a comfort. What will I leave behind? My heart is light, my legacy growing. I'm fading, but my light shines on. Have I ever been enough? James's voice whispers in a dream, "You shone, Starlight." His eyes warm as a Nebraska dawn. That echo, soft and sure, carries the legacy I've built, one others will hold high. My senior apartment in Lincoln, Nebraska, glows with early spring light, dawn slipping through lilac curtains. Chamomile tea steams on my thrift store table, its gentle scent a quiet comfort. I'm Evelyn Harper, Evie, 72, a retired librarian who gave my $450,000 home to my son Nate, chasing family. His betrayal, his Galveston scheme, his push, his lies, sparked my fight. Shredding his inheritance for the Second Sunrise Fund, I found my worth. Now, frail but fulfilled, I'm peaceful, my liberation deep as I face my end, ensuring my legacy endures. I sit, my hands trembling but steady, dictating a letter to Monica Reed, my lawyer, 50, her kind eyes driven by justice. Dignity isn't optional, I say, my voice a rasp. Love freely given. Monica nods, typing, her respect a quiet strength. I hold the little prince, its pages worn, and smile at Lily's drawing tucked inside, labeled My Hero. My granddaughter, 8, loves my library stories, sees me as her hero, her unconditional love a lifeline. My chest aches, not from pain, but gratitude. Dawn's light softens, and I move to the Second Sunrise porch, my steps slow but sure, the tea's warmth lingering. The porch, a cozy house funded by my $450,000, hums with laughter, fresh sheets crisp in the air. Diane Powell, in her 70s, greets me, her eyes wet. "Not a cot, Evie, a real bed. Because of you," she says, her voice breaking. She mirrors my journey, seeking dignity after her children's silence. Clara, my daughter, 32, stands close, her eyes bright with commitment. She's redeeming her guilt for blaming me over her missed 16th birthday when I worked doubles. "Your light keeps going, Mom," she says, vowing to expand the porch. Her devotion warms me, our bond healed. Rosa Martinez, also in her 70s, nods. Her gratitude strong, her story of erasure like mine. Laughter fades as I return home, feeling complete, the porch's warmth carrying me. Back in my apartment, I lie down, the little prince in hand, Lily's drawing bright against the pages. My breath slow, each one softer, spring's light fading. I pass in my sleep, peaceful, no struggle. Vivian Brooks, 68, my best friend, finds me, her silver curls framing tearful eyes. Estranged from her son, she knows my pain, her tender farewell rooted in our shared strength. "You did it, Starlight," she whispers, her voice breaking. Monica shares my letter with the porch women, their candles flickering, their gratitude a chorus. Rosa and Diane light theirs, strong now, their stories mirroring mine. A mother's love outlives her in those she lifts. Nate's absence, his fraud exposed, seals his severance, a lingering injustice resolved by my triumph. Clara's vow, Lily's love, they carry my light. How far will it reach? Vivian's candle glows, and I feel it still. They dance for me, slow and free, under my lilacs. Have I ever been enough? James's lilacs bloom in my memory, their purple clusters swaying in our old Nebraska yard, petals catching the sun like promises kept. That vibrant image, steady as his love, ties to the community's growth, carrying my light forward, a beacon for those I've lifted. The Lincoln Community Center glows in the soft spring evening, its windows warm with golden light. Lilacs adorn a long table, their sweet scent weaving through steaming chamomile tea and the faint aroma of apple pie, fresh from a local bakery. Soft jazz hums from a small speaker, its notes curling around the shuffle of feet, slow dancing to a rhythm of hope. The air is alive, hopeful, a stark contrast to the cold betrayals of my past. Clara Harper, my daughter, 32, stands at the podium, her dark hair pulled back, her eyes bright with purpose. She's leading this memorial for me, Evelyn Harper, Evie, fulfilling my legacy with a devotion that redeems her guilt for blaming me over her missed 16th birthday when I worked double shifts to keep us afloat. Vivian Brooks, 68, my best friend, arranges candles, her silver curls catching the light, her hands steady but tender. Estranged from her son after he blamed her for his divorce, she's proud, preserving my vision with a joy that radiates. Rosa Martinez, Helen Carter, Diane Powell, and Susan Lee, all in their 60s and 70s, move through the crowd. Their smiles soft but strong, their gratitude for the Second Sunrise Fund empowering them to reclaim dignity after years of being sidelined by their own children. Melinda, 65, a new woman with gray-streaked hair and hesitant eyes, sits near the edge, seeking community after her children turned away. Nathan Harper, Nate, my son, 35, lingers in my thoughts, uninvited, his regret hollow after his fraud, his insults, his push. Lily, my granddaughter, 8, her love vivid in my memory, grounds my legacy with her My Hero drawing. I'm gone now, but my $450,000, once Nate's, built this, a fund for mothers erased. My legacy shines, redefining family through those who see, not use. Clara steps forward, her voice clear, reading my final letter, its words etched in my heart before I slipped away. Find a mirror in each other, she reads, her tone steady but thick with emotion. Let no mother feel unseen. The crowd, neighbors and strangers alike, nods, some wiping tears, their faces soft in the candlelight. Rosa, her hands clasped, speaks next, her voice trembling but strong. My son turned me away when I lost my job, she says, called me a burden, left me with nothing. The Second Sunrise Fund paid my rent, gave me a home. Her eyes meet Clara's, gratitude binding them. Diane, her gray braid neat, adds, my daughter stopped calling after I sold my car for her tuition. Evie's fund gave me a real bed, not a corner in their attic. The room hums, stories weaving a tapestry of resilience. Vivian lights lilac-scented candles, their glow flickering across the table, honoring my spirit. She pauses, her fingers brushing a petal, her eyes wet. Evie saw us, she says, her voice breaking, rooted in her own estrangement. The jazz swells, its notes warm and full, wrapping the room in a gentle embrace, a chorus of shared pain and healing. Nate's absence, his severance after his leech insult and falsified documents, resolves the injustices he wrought. My triumph is here, in these women, their stories echoing mine. The candlelight holds me, my liberation warm, a quiet victory over erasure. Melinda stands, her hands twisting nervously, her voice soft but growing. I thought I was alone, she says, her eyes scanning the crowd. My kids moved across the country, said I was too old to matter. I saw Evie's flyer at the library, Second Sunrise Fund for Mothers Unseen. I emailed, hoping, and you answered. She looks at Clara, who smiles, her camera set aside from filming outreach. Evie saw me, Melinda says, her voice steadier. Clara steps down, announcing a second porch house, funded by a local grant. Mom's light keeps going, she says, her voice firm, her commitment a vow. The women nod, their hope rising. Melinda welcomed into their fold, her eyes bright with new belonging. Slow dancing begins, feet shuffling softly to jazz, a rhythm of healing, of community. Clara glances outside, her breath catching. Nate stands in the parking lot, uninvited, his coat pulled tight, his face etched with regret, a shadow against the center's glow. His fraud, his "you're a burden" shout, his push, they've unraveled him, his control gone, his loans collapsed. Family is built on love, not obligation. I think, my legacy glowing brighter than his hollow regret. The jazz carries their steps, soft and free, a dance of mothers reclaimed. The dancers sway, candles flickering, tea cooling on tables. Clara's leadership, her steady reading of my letter, completes her redemption, carrying my vision forward. Vivian's pride, her tender care with the candles, holds my memory tight, her estrangement a mirror to my own. Rosa, Helen, Diane, and Susan, their stories of being pushed aside, rent unpaid, homes lost, names forgotten, they weave with mine, reinforcing my maternal resilience. Melinda's arrival, her email sparked by my flyer, extends my reach, a ripple of hope. Nate's distant figure, his regret too late, contrasts the warmth inside, sealing his consequences. Lily's love, her my hero drawing, lingers in my heart, grounding my legacy with her fierce adoration. Clara moves through the crowd, checking on guests, her hands steady but her eyes wet. She pauses by the lilacs, whispering, "You are enough, Mom." The women dance, holding candles, their flames steady, my legacy shining, redefining family as those who see, who stay. The jazz softens, a gentle hum as the dancing slows. Clara's devotion, her vow to expand the porch, it's a promise rooted in our healed bond. Vivian's candles, each one lit with care, reflect her joy, her own pain woven into my triumph. Rosa's story, Diane's gratitude, they're threads in a tapestry I began, mothers rising from erasure. Melinda's hope, her tentative steps into this circle, show my light's reach far beyond my days. Nate's silhouette fades in the parking lot, his regret a shadow against the center's glow. I think of his fraud, his attempt to call me unsound, his push in that rain-soaked fight. He chose his path, and I chose mine, not vengeance but creation, building homes for women like me. Lily's drawing, tucked in The Little Prince, flashes in my mind, her scrawl a beacon. My hero. Her love, pure and fierce, anchors me, a reminder I was always a mother, even when unseen. The lilacs tremble in a breeze, their scent carrying my memory. Clara's leadership, her camera capturing these stories for the fund, it's her way of saying sorry, of making me proud. Vivian's laughter, soft as she dances with Helen, echoes her own healing, her son's rejection no longer her weight. Susan shares a quiet word with Diane, their hands clasped, their home secure because of my $450,000, redirected from Nate's greed to their dignity. Melinda sways, her smile shy but growing, her email a spark that joined her to us. Nate's absence, his regret, it's a quiet justice, not loud, not cruel. My legacy is louder, candles, lilacs, jazz, and women who see each other. The music slows, the dancers pausing, their breaths soft in the warm air. Clara's whisper, "You are enough, Mom," rings true, a final note in my story. The community center quiets, candles burning low, teacups empty. Clara will carry the fund forward, her hands steady with purpose. Vivian will light more candles, her heart full. Rosa, Helen, Diane, Susan, they'll tell their stories, lifting others. Melinda's hope, her new beginning, it's a seed I planted. Lily's love, her drawings, her voice calling me Grandma, it holds me still. Nate's regret, distant in the dark, can't dim this light. My legacy, the second sunrise, it's a family reborn, built on love, not obligation. Who will carry the light next? Who will carry my light next? I'm gone, but the question lingers, soft as the spring breeze. The Lincoln Community Center fades behind me, its lilac glow a memory. James's voice hums, his hands planting those lilacs, promising they'd bloom for me. That promise now lives in Clara, My daughter, 32, stepping into the Nebraska dawn, her breath visible in the crisp air. She's carrying my second sunrise fund, her eyes fierce with purpose, redeeming her past guilt over my missed sacrifices. The community center's jazz still echoes, mixing with the rustle of new leaves as Clara walks to the second sunrise porch, its white clapboard glowing under morning light. Clara pauses at the porch's door, her hand on the knob, my legacy pulsing in her. Vivian Brooks, 68, joins her, her silver curls catching the sun. Her estrangement from her son fuels her resolve to expand this haven for forgotten mothers. "Evie's light's in you," Vivian says, her voice warm. Inside, Rosa Martinez and Diane Powell, in their 70s, sip coffee, their gratitude for the fund, my $450,000 redirected from Nate, anchoring their new homes. Melinda, 65, now a regular, smiles, her email to the fund, a spark that joined her to this family. They're planning a third porch house, funded by a new donor, a woman touched by my flyer. Family is love that stays, I think my heart steady in their laughter. Outside, Clara spots a new face, Sarah, 70, her hands clutching a worn suitcase, eyes hesitant but hopeful. "I heard about Evie's fund," Sarah says, voice soft. "My daughter said I was too old to matter." Clara nods, her eyes wet, offering a chair. "You're home now," she says. The women gather, sharing stories, their voices weaving a tapestry of resilience. Vivian lights a lilac candle, its scent carrying my name. Nate's shadow, his regret in the parking lot last night, fades against this light. His fraud, his insults, they're gone, but my legacy grows, a beacon for women like Sarah. The porch's porch creaks, coffee steaming in mugs. Clara's leadership, Vivian's warmth, Rosa and Diane's strength, they're my light spreading. Melinda's hope, Sarah's arrival, their new branches on my tree. Lily, my granddaughter, 8, her my hero drawing in Clara's purse, keeps my love alive. The breeze carries a new question. Who else will find this light? The answer waits in every mother who steps through that door. My heart found peace in James's letter, his words calling me Starlight as I faced Nate's betrayal, reclaiming my worth through the second sunrise fund. The lilac scent, woven through our community's warmth, carries my legacy forward, a family reborn in those who see each other. In life, love doesn't demand repayment, but it thrives when we listen, truly seeing the sacrifices of those we hold dear. For every mother who feels erased, know your light can shine again, building bonds stronger than obligation. Like a Nebraska porch gathering, family is the love we choose to nurture. If my story touched you, share your own in the comments. Your voice matters, and I'd love to hear it.